Josh.
Joshua.
Where do I start?
Welcome to my podcast. I am here to talk about life. You go for that in blue pass.
Because of your beating heart, your purpose will never die.
Working with Joshua is a real interesting experience.
It's a peaceful experience. He's not just a keyboardist, and that is just what it comes down to. He's a keyboardist who controls the sample, who is an engineer, who is a drum tech, and it's like you get a whole band in one person.
He is also very much like me in terms of being a perfectionist, and that is something that me being a perfectionist, I can identify that anywhere I see it. Somebody who would always want to make sure that the set is just right, or like he'll be like, nah, we can't go from this BPM to that BPM. We have to, like, it has to flow. And I appreciate things like that because I'm kind of the same way.
He's very professional about what he do, you know, and he always wants to execute the right way, and that's the best way to be.
He's a driller, as we would call in the music industry. One of the few people that, you know, would work tirelessly to get it right. We have an industry where fellas don't like to rehearse, and you know, I mean, they always find fault in everything. Fortunately, Joshua is not one of those. I'm not sugarcoating anything, but he's definitely a hard-working individual.
From experience, when I didn't really have the budget to make this stuff happen, Joshua brought together a whole team, curated the look, the sound of Second Sunday. As always tell people that he's not just the MD, he's also the producer of the entire event. Kind of indicate to me the direction that could go, the sound that could go, and he ensured that the event was a cut above the rest.
And he could get very passionate at times. Yeah.
Once my heart still beats, I would be the one that always tries. See, my life is incomplete.
Yeah, passionate to the extent where I remember Josh and I, we had a cordial relationship, but there was this one moment with the top 5 band where Josh and I had a falling out. You know, I remember Josh calling me like, yo, XYZ, and this is the case, and we can't be on that. And I was like, Josh, you know, we now starting off the band, and this is not something that we've been doing for years, you know what I mean? So, yes, we will fall short, we are new to this, but you need to understand that, you know what I mean? It's not like we know what we're doing, so to speak. And you know, he was real upset with what had transpired. It reached that point, I remember I was on a plane heading to London. The way he spoke to me, I felt like there was some level of disrespect, and I was like, I'm not going through this. And I remember calling him, and I was like, Lyndon, if you don't call Josh right now and tell Josh to ever. I remember being a real mad scene. And for some reason though, after that moment, Josh and I became even closer than we were before. And I feel like that had to happen, where Josh know my vibe, I know his vibe, I know what he stands for, he know what I stand for. And now it's just like, I could go on a show and he almost know how I want the mic, he know how, you know, I want my brass, he know the chords, he know what I want in a chorus of a song. You know, so it's a level of understanding that we have now.
May your heart find peace anywhere you come from. Coulda up, you coulda down. Blessings on my nation.
As you can see in the background, beautiful island of movement, Laventille. That is where I born, that is where I grew. Like growing up in a place where people say nothing good will come out of. One of the reasons I am doing this is I need to prove a point, but yeah, prove a point. Good to come out of Nazareth.
Joshua was my giant baby. I don't think I should embarrass him, but he weighed 13 pounds at birth. Anyways, God is good.
You feel the love that's in the air.
What I recall doing before he was born, I say, Lord, let this one be the musician.
Yeah, I am 50-something years after. Wow, I'm an old guy.
He loved the drums. His grandfather cut 2 little sticks for him, 2 little wooden sticks, and turned over the pan that held the clothespins, emptied it, and Joshua beat that mercilessly. I was looking for a school that would have music at the core of it, because I realized that even when he was in preschool, Joshua was given to fighting. one day somebody told me about Rosette Primary School, and I called the school, and in the background I heard the children playing recorders, and I was like, wow, this is the school for Joshua. He just excelled in music. You know, when they have Christmas concerts, I had to carry all the drum sets up to the school, and he would give everybody an instrument. They were like Laventille rhythm section, but the Christian version. We would have street meetings. Joshua will buff us because he felt that we didn't set up in advance, and the mics squeaking and how we doing things for God so shabby, and he wasn't even 12 yet, and we would go through a whole ringer as to why we couldn't do things for God better. When he had a good ear for sound, he started playing music by ear. First camp we went to, they taught us a song at the camp. He would have been just about 10, if so much. Passed by my parents, they have a piano. He started picking out the song with his finger. My brother, who is a musician, passed, and he showed him chords instead of doing the one finger thing. And Joshua just started playing chords, and I was like, this is amazing. Whether it was a drum or the keyboard, or he'd pick up something else. And somebody told him one time, somebody who was overseeing our church, had come and said, no, you have to let him decide one or none. You choose one instrument and stick with that, because it's really confusing if you watch him while worship is going on, because he go on the drum and then he goes to the keyboard and then it was something else. So he was always that way, music.
When I met Josh, you know, seeing the potential that he has, seeing the capacity he had to grow, you know, I kind of had to shock him a little bit, because, you know, he at that time he was one of the guys that was good in terms of what was standard, but he was nowhere close to what he actually had the potential to do. Those days he was playing the piano, I think, back in that time. Now I'm doing the best to remember. This was a long time ago, right? I'm sure he would remember better than me.
I think I was in a choir scene there, and he played before, I think in the sound check, and I was like, hey, this man real bad. You know, there's his style and how he, you know, articulate he playing, and it was like very professional. And then I think I played in the evening, and then when he came off, I was like, bro, are you finally play, way?
As I said, he was good, but he had the potential to be great. So, you know, I guess he was just feeling like he was feeling amazing. And I was like, yeah, that's good, but you're not that good.
I was like, what do you have, right?
Let me really put in the work. I think that was the emphasis that I wanted to kind of give to those guys.
And he was just telling me that, ready to pass spoken my way, but it's just, I think them time and I was just all over the place.
Just telling the truth. And what I liked about him is that he didn't let it stop him. It actually motivated him to where today I personally believe that he's one of the best in the region at what he does. His
teacher, when it was time to choose subjects, I was making a joke and saying, Joshua, what subject you want on this line? I said, do you want music? What's the subject you'll pick on the next line? Okay, music again. And the teacher got properly incensed with me and said to me, why are you telling the child that? People don't make money doing music. Years later, and not too many years later, Joshua is the only person in our family who travels as much as he does. I think he's making the most money in the house. I'm so glad he proved that teacher wrong. He's a musician not because of what the world taught him, but because of what God taught him. And that's why I have a little digression when he does music that is not gospel.
And I know some people had issues with that, especially in the church setting. But, you know, I had a different take on it, and that's your bread and butter. I mean, that's your work, you know. And you don't have to restrict it to just in a Christian circle, because a lot of Christian people work for heathens out there. You know, they work jobs that they give their best of their time to, you know, to some of the worst people out there, you know. But nobody complains about that. But because you have a gift and a talent and you use it in church, but you also use it somewhere else, people have issues. But those things never bothered me.
Personally, it has bothered me.
Right.
You know, because I believe if God bless you with a gift, it's to bring glory to Him. But then the professional side, I know they might present an argument that might be understandable. I can't be the judge of that. I can just see how it does make me feel. From my side, I can't be the judge of that.
I think it's all about what you stand for. At the end of the day, nobody could judge you. I've had a lot of musician friends who are still musicians, friends who are sons of pastors and that kind of thing, and it's like, yo, I maybe probably don't live the life that you live, but it's not like you can't lie with me, I can't lie with you, you can't play my music. Like, I feel like there should always be balance. I think life is about balance. Once you're not doing anything that is not becoming of the Lord, I feel like you're making an honest dollar, and that is also becoming of the Lord, if you understand what I'm saying. Josh is heavily involved in church as well, and I feel like it's understandable. Everybody to make a living, everybody to make a dollar, right? So I have absolutely no qualms about that.
I wouldn't advise everybody to do what I do. I wouldn't say I'm a superhuman too, because I'm a human being. Saying all of that to say, I treated like my 8 or 4. I have been in situations where, like this one time I can remember a young lady, I think she was gonna take out her life, like she was gonna hang herself or something, and I think I saw her backstage. I was able to just ask her everything good and ting. Long story short, she was in church because of that conversation, and I think she stopped whatever she was doing at that event. You mightn't come and go where I have to go. I mightn't go where you have to go. But if it is you want to bring it in the church terms, the message that Christ preached on the earth was love. I ain't going to witness to people, but just being around it, I have interacted with people who have stigmas about coming inside the church and that kind of thing. Felt comfortable just to not even talk about church, but just to relate and just have a conversation.
I never had to question Josh's character at all. Someone who is very, very, very loyal and always looks out for me as well. And that's something that's really, really important for me as a band leader, to not just know that I have talented people behind me, but to know that I have people who would have my back on and off screen, or on and off stage.
After the little back and forth that we had, I understood what he was about. I understood what music meant to him. Even when we had our band, there were instances where I knew I could have counted on Josh to be the peacemaker.
If you know anything about him, he is highly straightforward. He don't mix words, he don't try to say anything, he just gives you just as it is.
Joshua has been one of the guys that when you meet him and you interact with him, there's just a genuine spirit about him.
Josh is the kind of person that will go above and beyond to make sure it happens for you.
He loves kicks. And once you love kicks, I love it, you know what I mean? He loves to laugh. But in the winter, that when it comes to his business, he will be straightforward about it. Here we're going on, this we're going on, I don't like this kind of thing.
But Josh just stressed me out with being in too many bands. The good thing about that is that when he's present, and I always tell him I love that about him. There's never a moment where he's with me and he has to leave to go and do something for somebody else. When you have a talent such as Josh, he will be in high demand. So it's like I had to share, but I do appreciate the fact that when he's present, he's very, very present.
Josh used to play keyboard, but somehow he was just never on the keyboard. He'd be dancing on the stage, just wilding out, like he lacked so much focus in that era. But it's good to see that somebody can come to a place where they take the craft so seriously that it's not just about playing music, it's about really serving.
Definitely seen that growth in Joshua where his passion is what has him successful today. More than anything else. Yes, he has the talent, yes, he has the ability, but his work ethic and his passion is most definitely what I've seen that, would have made him grow from this Josh to this Josh that the music industry on the whole knows today.
Once in the arts, he's a dancer, singer, musician, an artist, painter, I don't know. Even if you have a trade, just keep on doing what you're doing. And as I say, people say nothing good can come out of Nazareth. I'm great.
Because of your beating heart, your purpose will never die.